Hello everybody, this is War Mage Ragnar. I believe this time I have found a fix for the audio problems. I'm recording my voice separately through a different device so that my stupid potato laptop doesn't have to be in charge of something like that. And you might notice that I'm speaking a lot more quietly this time because it's quite late. But I felt like playing and I thought I didn't want to waste the opportunity to record. Last time we left off, we had just rescued Lily, and we still have yet to sell those items to the other Thin Blood, the blood bags and the steak. And I'm saving that because I want my haggling skill to be higher so that we can get more money out of him. And I could invest the experience that I already have, but I am unsure if I'll be needing that experience somewhere else before that. And he's not going anywhere for a while. So yeah, for now, we're going to look for Carson, the bounty hunter that Arthur Kilpatrick asked us to look for. He gave us the key to his apartment, which, come to think of it, a little bit weird to just give a complete stranger the keys to someone's house, but
Check. Is this thing recording?
at least if you're unsure that they are actually in danger. So yeah, if you don't have the computer skill to hack into his laptop, the clue for the password is right here on the wall, Emalia. Well, we'll be seeing her later.
Signing off. Man, that sounds stupid.
I might fumble a little bit during this recording session because between the last time I recorded and now, I was playing with my Assamite character, so it's a very different mentality. Very much not nearly as social, and a lot more into sneaking, hacking into computers, looking for things with perception and aspects. Where am I going? Tattoo parlor, and you can see these NPCs walking around on the streets wearing generally blue, in Santa Monica at least. Those are NPCs that you can mug if you have sufficient coercion. Each one of them has a different difficulty for you to meet. You will know immediately if you can coerce them, because if you can, you will find red colored text in your options right away, whereas if you don't, you'll just have options that make you embarrass yourself. How much inspection do I have? Not a lot. So apparently there is a dialogue option that you can get from this phone conversation with Gimbal. If you have sufficient perception, figuring out a little inconsistency there, that's where inspection comes in handy. But I think the difficulty for this one is so high that even my Assamite did not meet it, even though I made him very inspection heavy. It's fine. Hello.
Hello. Might I speak with Mr. McGee?
He doesn't seem to be here at the moment. We're just going to make him believe that we're going to model for him.
Why? I'm at the...
And I used to find very strange that Gimbal already has kidnapped Mr. McGee, but then he calls the tattoo parlor anyway, as if pretending to be looking for him. And I was trying to figure out, why did he do that? This is literally the only reason we figure out he's responsible for the disappearance. But then I theorized that maybe he did that exactly to make sure that anybody that was looking for him would go alone to him, and he would have more victims to extract body parts from. At least that was my take on it. Because if that's not his rationale, then why would he do this?
Welcome to Gimbal.
Yeah, we're gonna skip the flavor text here. Usually I like to let him talk about himself, so, you know, to kind of build himself up as this insane person that has this very disturbing obsession with limbs and prosthetics, and specifically extracting people's limbs. You know, we're on a schedule, sorta. So yeah, this is one of the locations where there is a chest you can lockpick in order to get some money, but the difficulty is relatively high, so you might only be able to get it if you return much later.
You gotta get me out of here, man. Who, Gimbal?
Stellar voice acting. I'm not very worried about fighting this guy. He's not that difficult, especially with presence and a gun. Dude, you're bringing a dissipated limb to a gunfight. I think it also helps that apparently gun damage was increased by a lot, including for the player.
Thanks, man. You're a lifesaver.
Because I remember having to shoot him a lot more times before I took him down in the unofficial patches, so maybe it's universal.
Yeah, that's me. How did you know? You did? What?
I also found it strange why Gimbal would just cut off Carson's finger when he usually seems to go for entire limbs, as Mr. McGee over here can attest. I think he's dead this time, because in the unofficial patches, there's a line of dialogue from Carson saying that he would take care of quote-unquote old Stumpy here. And first of all, dude, the guy has lost all his limbs. Can you have some more respect? Secondly, that's a nightmarish situation to be in, not gonna lie. So see, difficulty of 8. So yeah, I was talking to JT Corpse. I was watching his stream earlier today of his Samidi playthrough. By the way, by all means, go follow him. Go subscribe to him. Go watch his Let's Plays of Bloodlines, modded and unmodded, because it's a lot more high quality than mine by a mile. And I was talking to him about how... Now, he mentioned that he wishes he had kept notes, like which chests to come back to, and what difficulty they are to lockpick, so that he would not make too many wasted trips. So we're at 8 experience, we're fine. We might need to drink someone. Yeah, those are the little moments where I wish I could have higher seduction, so I could just go into the asylum club and seduce someone to feed on them. But, you know, like I discussed, you need to pick your poison and stick with it. So I guess my rationale here is that if I cannot be loved, I'm going to be feared. Okay, nobody seems to want to come over here to this alleyway to go for a leak. Maybe you? Hey dude. Oh, this guy wants to go. So yeah, this alleyway is not as safe to grab your snack as it used to be. But if you sneak up on your victims, it's going to be fine. If you sneak up on your victims, the likelihood of you being caught is a lot lower. Especially here in this little nook between those garbage containers, because it's very dark. You can see from the meter, there's no light here. So you'll be completely fine if you sneak. If you approach him standing up, someone is going to see. So what was I gonna do? Yeah, I need to inform Kilpatrick of the fate that befell poor Carson. Kind of a shame that we cannot steal anything from him right now. Not from the computer, not from the locker.
What's shaking?
But yeah, we opted for our modus operandi.
What? Man, well, hell.
Make sure this guy doesn't get a fast one on you, because he will not mention having to pay you. You need to remind him. He hopes you will forget.
Oh, yeah. I got this. Well, yeah. Great. Well, he was.
Okay, so not a whole lot of money that he gives you. I might actually have to increase my barter a little more, otherwise the rewards are going to continue being low. As a matter of fact, should I go for intimidation or manipulation? Because manipulation is going to feed both into barter and coercion. Now, what am I talking about? Not intimidation, finance. This little point of finance is going to cost me a lot less. We'll hold off on it just a little longer. So yeah, I guess it helps that I'm using a different device to record because it's way closer to me. I don't have to speak as loud. So there's a little less strain in my voice. So yeah, it was a very nice stream that JT Corpse had earlier. Had a lot of discussions amongst the viewers about, you know, the lore in what pertains to the current playthrough. And actually Vampire the Masquerade in general, especially things pertaining to V5, which I have to admit is not my favorite. I have a lot of issues with it, but I'm not as bitter about it as I might have been before. The only parts that I'm still kind of bitter about are the effects to clench a mirror.
Hey, Mayor, it's Mike. Look.
The Tremere really got hit hard in lore and in terms of mechanics. Because I get that a lot of people used to think that thaumaturgy, their blood magic, used to be very overpowered, which I actually disagree with, because yeah, it's one discipline that gives you access to a lot of different powers with a lot of different uses, but it takes so much experience points to get all of those that it just balances out. You're not just going to have all of those things in the same chronicle. And people seem to forget about the absolute monster that Celerity used to be. And you get a chance to attack the same enemy 2 or 3 times in one go when they don't really have any way to defend against it. Perform different actions in one turn at the cost of blood. Yeah, so there's that. Let's go back and inform Mr. Oh, hello. Right on time. Blood buff is so expensive for what it does. Because remember, it only increases your physical stats by 1 dot instead of 2. If you wanted to do more, you need to spend experience points. And that's something we want to avoid. So yeah, thaumaturgy got severely nerfed. I don't even particularly mind that there are not various paths. I can understand wanting to streamline the discipline, maybe turn the more important abilities from each path into rituals. For example, the Lure of Flames, essentially fire magic, could be just reduced to a ritual of level 3, let's say. You need to take some ingredient with you, maybe some coals that you hold in your hand, and you smear in your blood, and for one scene you can emit flames, requiring a rouse check each time, or something like that. or movement of the mind. Telekinesis to be way more tricky. Oh, hello, we have enough perception to see this. Maybe you wrap, let's say, a silver chain around your hand. Make a rouse check, and for that scene, you can control one object or a person at a time. You can levitate them, move them around horizontally, but not too far vertically, so that it doesn't become too unfair to just lift an enemy sufficiently high that gravity will kill them for you. You know, things like that. But instead, the goddamn Thin Bloods have that power with alchemy, but the Tremere don't. And the rituals we do get are very bare bones, and so specific that I'm very afraid that entire play sessions can go by without a single ritual becoming useful. Meanwhile, everybody else in the group has a more universal usefulness, like the face of the group, the Toreador or the Ventral with high persuasion and... Jesus, this is loud. The face of the group will always have usefulness for dominate and presence. There will always be an occasion where you need to get something out of someone by talking. The Nosferatu or the Malkavian will always be able to get usefulness out of Obfuscate. There's so many situations where you will need to be sneaky, you will need someone in your group to scout ahead, or to be waiting in the shadows to help you to flank enemies, or to listen in to information. And anyone that has Auspex, or at least focuses on Auspex, is going to be useful. You'll need someone to be the eyes of the group. Meanwhile, with Blood Sorcery, again, there will be large chunks of time where you won't be getting much use out of it. You'll get more use out of your secondary discipline, be it Dominate or Auspex. And then again, there are other clans that have it, so you're just making the best out of a bad situation. So yeah, I don't really like Blood Sorcery as it is now. And added to that, the hit that the Tremere got from the pyramid being shattered. Okay, just gonna freeze this right now, because this is the one moment where I want to have more inspection. You need a minimum of 3 inspection to be able to catch Nox on this lie.
This guy.
And the reason we want to do that is we get additional experience points from calling him out on it. And we're going to need inspection later anyway, so it's not a waste. You're not wasting 3 experience points to gain 2. This is better in the long run.
What are you saying?
Look, Nox, tell the truth and I might help you.
How did you know? Okay.
So yeah, essentially Nox was planted here to get on our good side.
Serious? Hell yeah!
And
Right on.
convince us to do this little job for him, so that Bertram Tongue gets rid of this Quagian agent without exposing himself or putting himself in any danger. And the bad part is that aside of those 2 experience points, you gain nothing narratively from, spotting this little scheme. You would think that the quest could have been considered done if you discovered this charade and decide, no, I'm not going to play along, I'm not going to be doing free favors for this guy. But then the quest remains open. And you get more experience points by completing it, even though you know you're being played. That's something I don't like. What if at least they have allowed you to complete the quest, but then use this as blackmail material against Bertram, like, the prince is not going to like the fact that you needed to squeeze a fledgling for a favor to do your job for you. That doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in your abilities. How much are you going to give me to keep my mouth shut? Be sure to be very nice to Therese, especially as Damien, because he's a very two-faced guy. He's going to try to get on everybody's good side to get what he wants. So yeah, this is why I thought that she was already with the Camarilla. There was no indication to me the first time I played that she's a Baron, that she's with the Anarchs, because I was very much a newcomer to the entire world of darkness at the time. And the concept of Anarchs had not yet been explained to me. That would only come later after we meet up with Nines. So, again, keep being nice to her. Gladly, what do I have to do?
Rumor is that a personal item of a ghost may be used to draw it out or excise it from its haunt. While I don't put a lot of stock in hearsay...
I'll do it if you promise to call off the feud.
Oh, I fully intend to do so. You'll find that dealing with me on the whole...
I can respect that, and I appreciate it. Goodbye.
Before I forget, take this. The only way to reach the Ocean House this time of...
If that's what it takes to get the job done.
If you'll excuse me.
Sure. Yeah. We are absolutely sucking up to both of them to ensure we don't get a suboptimal outcome in this little quest line. And also because that's just how Damien operates. Get on people's good side to use them somehow. And yeah, while one of the sisters is in the room, you can actually try to hack into their counterpart's computer. If you have good hacking, you can steal their money through online banking. There's also some interesting information in their emails, a lot of flavor, characterization. You can see some emails from Bertram in Jeanette's computer. You can see some emails from Vandal in Therese's computer. Her password is a big indication of her inflated view of herself. It's just... I'm not going to tell you the password, but... it's the kind of password that oozes self-importance. So I'm here wondering, we got the little quest from Knox, so I guess we'll do that. He gave us a little driver's license that the Quagian dropped. And it belongs to some Virgil Crumb. And the most reliable database of random people we have is Arthur's computer. But how do we know if he jumped to bail? Well, the email you get from Arthur tells you that's basically anybody in Santa Monica. So that's a good hint that if there's someone you need to find, there's a very good chance he'll be able to get you to that person. And it's right. So going back to the V5 treatment of the Tremere, yeah, not a big fan of it. I was hoping that some new material would fix that, or at least add some rituals that would make things better. But Cults of the Blood Gods has come out, and from what I've heard, the rituals that have come with that book are specifically tied to the cults. So it's not even a Tremere thing, it's for anybody who knows a form of blood sorcery that will know this ritual if they belong to that clan. That cult. Like the Bahari have a couple of very cool rituals. One of which lets you control plants, which used to be a thing that Tremere could do. And another ritual, which is more a bit necromantic in nature. This is Virgil Crumb. He was killed under mysterious circumstances. If you can hack into that computer to find out the cause of death, it might point you to the fact that it might have been from supernatural causes, just a random heart failure. So I guess the idea is that the Kuei-jin preyed on this guy. We drank his blood or absorbed his chi. I don't know nearly enough about Kuei-jin to know. And that's what killed him. And that's why the Kuei-jin had this guy's driver's license to begin with to drop it. His belongings are here. Not very difficult to lockpick here. You find this little card to Foxy Boxes. Why would that card be here? Oh! No. I think I'm beginning to understand why this is happening. Why this happened. I guess the Kuei-jin made a mistake. Instead of putting the key card to... No, wait. Yeah, my line of reasoning here was that the Kuei-jin had mistakenly pocketed Virgil Crumb's driver's license, thinking it was the Foxy Boxes key card, and that's why it's there in the locker. But then how would we be able to find him there in Foxy Boxes? There's a lot of pieces of this story that are missing. Why does Virgil Crumb have the key card for that place? And it just happens to also be the place that the Kuei-jin is hiding. Did he just decide to hide in this place after killing Virgil Crumb? Or maybe he killed Virgil Crumb to get access to this place. But then why would the key card be in the hospital if he's here? If he needs the card to get in? So many questions that I know I'll never get answers for. So this... I'm not sure how well this fight is gonna go. Come over here. Oh no, don't come directly into me, man. We're gonna exchange projectiles for a while. You know, like a combat greeting. You know how ninjas do? They throw some shuriken first as a greeting, and only then they close in with swords and knives. You're disrespecting the tradition. I need to heal, but I'm fumbling with my keybinds. I don't think I found my keys with this character. I'm still in Asimite mentality. I think I have a good idea of his range, so I'm relatively okay when he closes in. Yeah, the crossbow is actually more dangerous because that thing is deceptively quick. I remember that even with celerity level 3 or 4, crossbow bolts are extremely fast. Like, you can dodge the bullets, but the crossbow bolts come in so hot. I do not understand why. I think... Are they hit scan? No, they're not. They definitely should not be as fast as they are. Oops. Uh-oh. I was not prepared for this. I did not buy enough bullets for this. What weapons do I have? Oh, I'm severely not prepared for this. Okay. We can make this work. Where are you? Get down here. Get down here. How? Come on. If you time your attacks well enough, you'll stagger him to the point he cannot attack. Come on. There we go. So, a nice little mixture of luck and skill. I like to tell myself that. Okay, our humanity is not as low as it could be. So I think it will not be super dangerous to go outside. I want to save this one blood pack because I'm gonna sell the other 3. So let's save here. And cross our fingers that we don't frenzy immediately. Please don't let me down, RNGesus. Do not let me down. Go into this alley here so that if we frenzy, we're far away from people. Is there anyone? Yes. Hello, buddy. How are you doing? Much better. I keep forgetting that I have Blood of the Sinner, but the homeless people, they hang around in such public places. I don't think I can safely feed on them. Let's save here and hope that because of the darkness... God damn it. An attempt was made. Ooh, don't see me. Nothing happened. Nothing nefarious happened here, officer. I'm just an infernal little edgelord. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, how nice for you to come here. The Dark Lord sure rewards his servants. Wow. They're just throwing people at me to eat, right? This time they are. Okay, so... what was I doing? I completely blacked out. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was doing the thing for Knox. Let's return that quest. We want to have at least 1 or 2 more experience points before we go to the haunted hotel.
Right on.
Congratulations, you are played like a dumbass. Therefore, you get an experience points. Because that's how things work, right? Okay. That's enough of that. We're not gonna need any kind of equipment for the haunted hotel, so we can just go there right now. How much? 10 points of experience, that's nice. Not sure how I'm gonna use them next, but I'm still gonna save it for a rainy day. Huh, ironic, since it is raining in the game right now. Where's the manhole that I can enter? Yeah, take that out of context. I think I'm gonna let this video go a little bit longer than my previous 2. Because this is the kind of game that you get very little out of shorter sessions. And really the entire entertainment of the haunted hotel lies on it being your first time visiting it, so you get scared. You don't know what's expecting you down the corner. It was actually pretty entertaining the first time I did play. But after that, it was just something I wanted to blow past. So that I could get other stuff done. You have Blood Heal at the ready because the poltergeist haunting this place is going to lob a lot of stuff at you, and in this mod, they're basically cannonballs. Not gonna lie. In fact, I should probably save now. In case something stupid happens. You can actually die here. Hospital? What am I... A haunted hotel. So yeah. The ghost lady runs to the right. Follow her. Follow the song. There's actually... very kindly... Zero Morph put some rats here. Probably because he knew that it was so much more likely for you to get hurt and be in actual danger, that you would need to heal more often, and thus you could easily become drained of blood. So very nice to have some rats here to munch on. So this is where the lady crossed. We're going to the opposite direction, to this laundry room. Another little rat. I legit thought we would find a desiccated head inside the laundry machine, the washing machine, the first time. That would be very disturbing. So we see the poltergeist here, don't mind him. He doesn't actually attack you. Now, I used to think that the steam was the thing that hurt you when you walked through this part. It's not the steam, it's those little pins here, those screws or whatever, that the pressure builds in those containers and just burst out like bullets. So if you know where they are, if you can see clearly where they are, approach very slowly, let them blast into several directions and hope they don't ricochet onto you. There, see? I know the quaking of the screen makes it feel like you should run as fast as possible, but you should do the exact opposite. Go slow. See? That was one pin hitting me. Look how much it hit me for. I actually died the first time I played this mod and just ran through that little gauntlet. Because I was just machine gunned with those pins until I died. So the power's back on, follow this light, go to the right. Go to Satan's elevator. All that was missing was an indicator of the floor on top, and it goes to 666. That would be so cliche, but so glorious at the same time. So you can see the girl there, scribbling around. Ow. Listen, I've seen a lot of sensationalist newspapers, but this would not be placed on the front page or any page. Imagery like this, of a cut-off limb, and then a statement from a police officer that the bodies were chopped up like firewood. I mean, I'm not doubting that a police officer would say that. I'm just saying some filtering would happen with the news outlets. Or not. Who knows? My expectations are so low for humankind lately. Did I dodge the telephone? Oof. We're in the Matrix, buddy. Yeah, I used to look in here for a goodies, but there either is nothing, or I just never have sufficient inspection to see. I remember that in the vanilla game, the fire axe used to be here behind the sofa, but then in later versions of the unofficial patch, it went on top of the elevator, and now it's nowhere. You have to buy it or get it from an enemy. You get it from Brother Kanker downtown, actually. Because this time he fights differently. He does not have claws. Which I'm glad for, because potence and feral claws on the same character, that's too much. Dealing increased damage and making that damage aggravated, that's not fun. That's overpowered. He's actually easier to fight. Even with the no tricks where he actually uses obfuscate in combat, he vanishes. But I think the problem is that it's not implemented very well, because he vanishes and then he reappears from some random location. It's not even from a location that, you know, lets him get a cheap shot on you. You just, okay, I guess I'll take a break from the fight while he's gone. Just look around, heal up. Then he reappears on the other side of the world. And while he's running towards you with the axe, you just put some bullets into him. And you're good to go. There used to be a skill book here in this room, in this drawer, but because skill books don't work the same way, now there's just a normal watch for you to sell. Not even going to go into this room, there's no point. Just go ahead for the hallway. More furniture cannonballs. Where's the music? Oh yeah, the music did not kick in because I did not enter the room I was supposed to go into with the music box. Naughty, naughty Ragnar, you broke the system. You killed the atmosphere. Let's save here because this is gonna be tricky. Now, I did not know this. I think it was JT Corpse or something Compass that showed that if you just crouch under those steam things, you won't be hurt, except for the last one. The last one will always hurt you. As so. So if you just try to walk through all of them, you will absolutely die. With or without fortitude, so don't risk it. Where's the sound of the singing lady? That was so moody and cool. I love this little sequence where you go into the past of this room. You don't actually know what happened. You walk on a floor that does not even exist anymore. No explanation is given, and this is the kind of thing that sometimes it doesn't need an explanation. The experience speaks for itself. It's the element of mystery. The fact that you will not know that makes it so wondrous. Speaking of ghosts, I took a look at a few videos talking about the necromancer clans in V5, which have now united as a single clan, Clan Hecata. This encompasses the Giovanni, the Samiri, the Nagaraja, the what's the other ones? The Harbingers of Skulls. Those are really cool. I get commissioned by a friend of mine to draw her Harbinger of Skulls character. She's really cool. I had a lot of fun drawing her. I'm gonna put a link to my Twitter account. I have some of my vampire drawings there if you want to take a look. And hey, if you like my work, feel free to wait for some commission slots to open. Maybe get me to draw your vampire character, who knows? I know that I'll have a lot of fun doing it. So far I have 3 drawings, 3 portraits, you could say, of some vampire characters of mine. One is a La Sombra, the other is a Tremere, and the other is a Fentru. And then there are some sketches of another Tremere of mine that I made to be an elder, and therefore I cannot use him in anything. I'm fully aware of that, and I'm at peace with that. Elders are too powerful for you to play as them, in most cases. At least in the way it was devised for V20 and before. Is there's that your dice pools are so enormous that failing becomes such a statistical impossibility. So I can see why that would be a problem. I don't know, maybe some players, some fans can come up with interesting ways to have an Elder campaign. Chronicle, sorry. I think that would be very cool. I don't know, maybe only the disciplines go up beyond level 5. Maybe the dice rolls work differently past that point, I'm not sure. Maybe the dice pools just don't increase past level 5, I'm not sure. I need to give something to Therese. I'd rather give it to Therese. Do not give the pendant to her. But also try to be very nice to her.
I'm not just... She's always...
I'm focusing so I don't click the wrong thing.
Do you understand?
I'm sorry to hear that, Jeanette, but I really need to give it to
Fine,
Therese.
you hold on to it. Since you were so willing to brave that big spooky place from...
What would put a smile on
Do
that
you know
face?
Gallery Noir down the street? I happen to know there's a charity event being the whole event's...
I find it funny that whenever I skip a line of dialogue from her, she snaps to a next position, but then the jiggle physics go crazy. Funny. What do I do?
I promise this won't take long. Take this knife. Give the paintings in the gallery a good slashing. Don't get caught, and don't turn it into a massacre. And steal the charity box, would you? Buy yourself something velvet.
Now, normally, I would advise you to first say, I'm not going to steal charity money so that you don't lose humanity, but we are already at our humanity cap as BAALI, and Damien doesn't care enough. And since Jeanette is the one that suggested this, he doesn't really care about looking like a good person morally to her. So there's no point. We'll just lose this point of humanity for reasons. Okay. I'll go slash the paintings.
Will be thrilled to
I'll never intentionally keep you waiting, Jeanette. Goodbye.
Something about the paintings. What was it? I can't remember. Oh well, have fun tackling.
Alright, so this fight is significantly different from the way it is in vanilla and the unofficial patches. You'll see. Okay, so since we are a social character, and I believe, yeah, we have nice persuasion, we're going to talk to Chunk and get him to open the thing for us. Didn't you get the call?
What call are you talking about there, Chief?
One of the artists pissed off the directors to pull their art from the show.
Then, Chief?
I'm the museum director's assistant. Think you can let me in?
That paid well? Just taking one look at you, I'd say there's a lot of money in that line of work. Me, security's in my blood. My father, father's father, my 6 brothers. Yeah, we're all real keen on upholding the law, like a family of Magnum PIs.
Great. I don't remember asking, but I have a job to do.
I'll let you in, but I'll be filing a 62A on this when I get back to the security station after my shift, just so you're aware.
Spouting police jargon at me. I doubt you have any idea what you're saying. I'd expect it. Better file a 45B as well, just to make sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I mean, who wouldn't file a 45B, huh? Everyone knows about 45B. Anyway, go ahead on in and you have yourself a nice night.
Predictable. See ya. So, oh god damn it. Did I go in unprepared again? I did, didn't I? I should have bought some bullets. I have no bullets. But I have a knife. Okay, let's give this one try with a knife. Let's also drop this box. I already got the money out of it. Oop. This thing is heavy, jeez. So, I'm gonna give this one try with the knife. If it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna reload and buy some bullets before coming in here. Oh boy. So yeah, the difference here is that in the original game, this monstrosity used to be made of blood, implying that it's a creation by the Tremere. The model for it was even the one of the male Tremere. The male Tremere player character. But as you can see here, it's not a blood creature, it's a shade. A ghost, which implies that the person who put it here was a necromancer. Someone bound a ghost to this gallery. Okay, I don't see this going well. Especially with the fact that we cannot see this person. This ghost. Our skills are very low, our presence is also low. Let's see if blood buff helps at all. Oops. Jeez. I do appreciate, however, that this time the enemy does not deal aggravated damage. That was one thing I really disliked about the original game. Some enemies would just deal aggravated damage for no reason. Because normally aggravated damage would come from fire or claws of other supernatural creatures like werewolves or other vampires in protean form, or vampire bites, or holy weapons. But here, just about every major enemy deals aggravated damage just for the sake of difficulty, but without much in-universe justification for it. Yep, this isn't gonna work. Oops. Goddamn. Okay, maybe if we make this, even if we make this, we're gonna be so low on blood when we get out, we might just frenzy immediately. Well, there's our first death of this run. It's fine. And yeah, we were discussing in JT's stream how inaccurate it is. Oh my god, I'm stuck with the holstered weapon. Why did this happen? What a strange bug. We found it strange that not again. Oh no, oh no. Don't do me like this. Maybe if we transition to another area, this will go away. That when you, or any vampire of any age, dies in this game, you immediately turn into ashes.
How's it going? You,
Oh yeah, I had not talked to Trip yet this entire time.
you call me Trip.
What's your name? Cool. Do you sell weapons
No.
here?
You
I'm not convinced.
Seem the criminal end.
Yeah, great.
Alright.
Let's see what you have.
Come take a look then.
So let's sell this tire iron. I think I'm gonna keep the baseball bat. I know that in the vanilla game the knife deals more damage, but this one, I guess because of the reach and the size of the weapon, it has more potential. So we'll keep it. Anything else we can sell? Sell this ring. Those 2 watches. This pill bottle. And that's all we can sell for now. Let's buy us some bullets. Do not buy additional guns right now. You will find them later, I promise. The little pea shooter will suffice for now. Okay. So yeah, in this game, any vampire of any age immediately turns into ash when they die. When in a tabletop and in the lore, that's not exactly what happens. When a vampire meets final death, the power that was keeping them young goes away. So their body immediately decays to the point it would naturally have decayed based on how much time they were alive after their embrace.
Yeah? Look,
So if you're a young vampire, maybe you just look like a regular corpse of recent kill. If you're a little older, say a few years, decades old, you become more rotten, desiccated. And if you're super old, then yeah, you will turn into a skeleton or just full ashes. Just fully turn into ash. But I can understand why they would opt for this sort of visual shorthand to show that the person you killed in the game is in fact a vampire, not just a regular human. And it also helps justify why the bodies of your fallen enemies disappear. Because the last thing you want in a video game is to have your areas cluttered with bodies. Because it could easily get to a point where the frame rate is gonna drop. Things like that. Okay, let's get our gun out. I really need to find my key here. Presence, obfuscate, blood heal. Yeah, we're good. This is gonna be troublesome because we cannot see him. We cannot see him. God damn it, stop! Whoa. Literally a shot in the dark. It's working. Even though the sound of this game is nothing spectacular, aside from the music that is, the sound of his swings is kind of helping me locate him. Could be just psychological though. Oh, the reticule turns red. Okay, this could be... God damn it. God damn it. This could be... This is not going super well. Okay, let me think. What do I do? Because I'm used to having aspects in order to see where the guy is. Or at least having potence as a follower of set so that my swings dealt more damage. So even my blind swings got some mileage. What can I do right now? What can I increase that would make this better? Well, firearms, naturally, but It's 1 point for now. God damn it. He closes in so fast. Why does he move so fast? Oh, I hate this fight. Why is he invisible? What does this add to the fight? Why is this fun? Why is this fair? Come on, Zero Morph. Really? Couldn't get a ghost model somewhere? Or rather, a regular model from the game? Give it a little retexture, make it look all ghostly or corpse-like, all putrid and rotten. It doesn't even need to be translucent, I'll give you that. Just make it look ghostly. Not invisible, man. Not invisible. This is not fun. Because unlike in the normal game, I cannot just be bad at melee combat or unarmed combat and then just do it anyway. Because the game is easy enough for it. If you're gonna make the game harder, more demanding of specialization, make it so I can go get over this thing with the alternate means, with the ranged weapons, because I cannot aim, I cannot hit him. Really? Oh, fantastic. I had over 60 bullets. I wasted all of them shooting nothing but air. I was hoping, Jesus! That was... get a lucky roll there. Great, so now I don't have enough blood bags to sell to the Thin Blood. If I want to sell him the things, I'm gonna have to buy a blood bag. How fun. Come on. Just die, please. I would not say this was harrowing, but I'm not saying it either. Alright, let's go out into the world and face whatever awaits us in terms of frenzy. Don't frenzy, don't frenzy, don't frenzy, please don't frenzy. The beast is but a tool of the Dark Lord's will. It is to be tamed. It is not meant to rule over you. And I'm just gonna do JT's strategy of getting to the sewers and feeding him some rats to get out of the danger zone. Because at least if I frenzy here, there won't be any risks. More ratsies. Just one more and I think I can go up to the surface again and try to find a human snack. This makes me wonder, Does Damien resent having to do things like this? Having to go into the sewers and feed on rats? I don't think so, no. I can see a lot of different characters very much objecting to this and really hating having to do it whenever they do have to be in that situation. Damien, nah. He fully embraces the fact he is not human anymore. And any disgust he feels is just a silly human caveat that has no place in this new existence. Okay, is the thank you for putting yourself in this position. I'm going to save anyway, so that I may feed on you with complete impunity. Wow, even with blood of the sinner, this is not a lot. I don't like this first power, I really don't. You could have given us anything else for the first power of Daimonium. The power about summoning the forces of hell, of trucking with demons, and all you get is a minor boost to how much blood you get from homeless people and sex workers. Great. And then you get Rest for the Wicked, which is a trance, which is a thing other disciplines get at level 1. What is this? Why would you do this? And to make it worse, it is a trance that violates the masquerade. If you use it in public, it will breach the masquerade. I don't like this discipline as it is implemented in this game. It could have been so much more fun. And worse, Conflagration, it's gonna be frank here, it is worthless. You need to spend 1 blood point every time you cast it for a minuscule, a miserable amount of damage. At the very least, the only way I could see it being worth the investment would be for it to deal damage over time. Set the enemy on fire, make him take more damage for a certain duration. Make it small damage, but make it last. So that you can use a blood point, let the enemy burn for a while so you can backpedal for a while. Why, old lady, why are you coming here? I wanted to feed on this guy. Why are you coming here? Why do you have to make my life more difficult? Why don't I have a trance to make sure you don't see anything? And I just missed a victim. Ah, but where one door closes, another one opens. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan, for sending me this bountiful meal. Okay, so now we need to report. Again, oh no. Well, that was nerve-wracking, wasn't it? The game crashed, and thus the file was corrupted, but thankfully I was able to fix it. It is usable. Let's hope that this doesn't cause any synchronization issues in post, since I'm recording my voice and the game's audio separately. So let's see at what point I'm in. Oh God, please. Don't tell me that I have to fight that thing again. Wait, the name of the quest is Slashter Piece. Is this here? Yes. Oof. Okay. I really dig this song, but it sure is deafening.
You. What were you thinking? The museum. That was my event. Did you think I wouldn't find out?
Wait.
Shut up. I thought I could control my sister as long as
I didn't do it, I swear. Swear on God's holy name. Wink, wink.
Jeanette claimed you did it for her, but let's say I believe you.
Yeah, and I have the item from the ocean house too.
Excellent. I'll take that. However, there's only one problem. If Tung gets word that I threatened Jeanette, which he most...
For Santa Monica's most powerful kindred, I'd be happy to.
I made some threats against my sister. Idle threats, involving fire and her impious satin sheets. I asked...
Yeah, if the Baron of Santa Monica wants her sister back, I will get her sister back.
For all her unwholesome...
Yeah, sure. I remember the first time I played, I was so mad that she had fought against her own sister and then sent me to the making up for her. I'm like, dude, this is your problem. Do it yourself. But then it becomes clear why this wasn't the case. That was such a nice little twist. I really loved it the first time it happened. Come on, someone please come in here so I can eat you. How many hours have I been playing for, and how many times have I used Blow the Center? And of those times, count the times where it was useful. Before I go to this little death trap of a cafe, of a diner, let me go buy more bullets. Jesus Christ, my temples pulsate when I think about the number of bullets that were wasted in that fight. Jesus. Of course they were wasted, because I was fighting an invisible enemy. Oh, since we're here, I have a strange question for your trip.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking for someone who can teach me things. Understand?
No, not really. Sorry.
You know, teach me how to do a little of this and a little of that.
What the hell are you spewing about, dude?
Fine. I'm looking for someone who can hack computers and break into locks.
Well, I don't know. I don't really know you.
I just need someone to teach me how, that's all. Please, Trip.
You know, you really don't seem the criminal type.
Yeah, well, recent developments in my life require I learn this stuff.
Well, okay.
Cool, here's my email address. Tell them to contact me as soon as possible. Cool, so this is how we'll get in touch with our first skill book merchant. Wow, I cannot believe I have not bought a single skill book until now. With my follower-up set, I had already used at least one. How much money do we have? Ooh. That's good, but could be better. Could be better. What the? Am I stupid? I went there to buy bullets. I just did this thing and it did not buy bullets. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm so shaken still by the crash.
Thanks for coming back.
And the prospect of losing over an hour of video.
Alright, here's what we got today.
Yep, there goes the 1K I had. Over 60 bullets to fight an invisible ghost. Seriously, Zero Morph, in the minuscule chance that you're watching this, please change this boss fight. Don't make it invisible. If the character has auspex, there's no issue. But not every character has auspex. and not every character can fight close range. You made it so. You ensured that we had to specialize, and this is not supposed to be so hard if we choose to specialize in guns, which any veteran player of this game, modded or not, will know guns are the superior strategy in the long run. So don't penalize me for doing that. Okay. Let's save here in case we die, which we might. I know this is a diner, not a cafe, but I like to name this save Cafe Kerfuffle. Just let me have this. So here's the thing. The indicator on top of my health bar says this is a masquerade area, even though we're going to have a fight here. There is a little threshold close to them along this hallway that after we cross will turn this area into a combat zone, so whatever we do will not count as a criminal infraction nor as a masquerade infraction. But to go there as squishy as we are would be very stupid. So very likely as soon as we open fire, it's going to trigger having fun over there, buddy? Sitting on air? It's going to trigger a criminal infraction. The police is going to be waiting outside. And it's just going to be a bad time all around. So let's just prepare ourselves for this horrible situation. Oof, none of my disciplines is going to help me here. Is there anything I could do? Because even if I used Office Case to go and assassinate one of the guys, the other three would just open fire on me and kill me instantly. It's just gonna have to be a regular old firefight. Oof. Okay. This is not good at all. See, there's the police. Never. Don't come close to me, buddy. Oh, scheiße. Who's shooting me from here? I'm crouched. No. We don't do that. Okay. Little by little. Okay, one down. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to approach this last guy. He doesn't have the better gun, or he does, but I cannot eat him. I cannot eat him. I can. Yes, I can. Okay. That's over with. We have a Glock now. This is why I told you not to buy the additional guns. Because we find them. For free.
Sorry. She's crazy! Help!
Then when we go back to the store, we just have to buy ammo for it. Now, I'm just gonna rush this healing and just munch this guy. To top ourselves up. I don't even have Auspex to increase my defense. Actually, I have no dodge. That would explain a lot. Huh. Just to survive this little hail of bullets. That's so funny. They say, come out with your hands up. I come out with no gun. They just open fire on the first person who shows up. Yeah, sounds like the police, alright. Wow, guys, you really are shoot first, ask questions later, huh? Topical. That was not as bad as I thought it would be. Whoa, he just literally spawned there. He beamed down to look for me. Oh, it's so funny when we catch them doing it. But then there's not gonna be any warning of police hunting or police giving up. So maybe, do we let him see me so I can fix the system? So that's nice and over with. I think after we deal with Therese and Jeanette, we're gonna call it for this session. This session was pretty damn long, a little longer than it should, especially because of the crash and I have to get back into the rhythm. I always quick save before entering the room, because it has happened to me sometimes that I would go in, and when this little cutscene starts, she would get stuck, and she would not turn around.
I'm really sorry it had to end this way. Don't listen to her. Shut up, Jeanette. You never gave me any.
And I would have to leave the game. So yeah, if you have a persuasion of 4 or 5, I believe 5, you can persuade them to not try to kill each other, and if your character has any reason to care whether one or the other lives or dies, that's good. But we're really just doing it for the experience points. I don't think Damien would care.
Isn't it obvious? You're one to talk. Shut up. You'd love. Don't finish.
Or actually, maybe Damien thinks that if they try to kill each other, it will result in just their shared entity to kill itself. And that's great. Now, nobody can tell me where Bertram is. So I need to de-escalate this. Both of you, stop.
Don't you want to hear? Shut up.
Just continue
Don't
trying
try
to
and
de-escalate.
stop endure. I'm the good taken care. Is that right?
I think this is a
She's a control
fascinating kind of
freak,
character.
And you're a what?
To this day, nobody has a concrete idea of which persona was the original and which one is a fabrication. Rather, which one is the split personality.
I don't think that's possible. Trust me. Father loved me. Father,
Some
came-
people
don't listen to
theorize
Therese walked-
that
that's a lot, as I recall.
Therese was the original,
Why?
and when she supposedly tried to embrace her sister, Jeanette, it actually killed her, but the Malkavian curse
Therese, Jeanette's ear. You do
made
have a way-
her delude herself into thinking that she had succeeded, and thus part of her mind took on the role of Jeanette, and in turn embodied the parts of herself that she denied. Because of the whole dichotomy, that really crappy social impositions that people put on women, either you're a virginal saint or you're a whore. And you can see that duality here. Jeanette being very promiscuous, which really to me is just another word for sexually liberated, or just, and Therese hates that, reproaches her for it, thinks it's disgusting and such, so that really seems likely that the persona of Jeanette becomes a way to embody those things while simultaneously indulging in them without her even knowing it's happening. Very interesting. Malkavians, man, when done well, they can be super interesting. It's a shame the player, Malkavian, is just a fish mouth.
More response, of course. But I only do it for. You do it because you're. And you deserve it. If she would stop. If she would. Yes, when I was a child, I didn't have many friends. I suppose Jeanette was the only one. We never did get to go out of the house much. Father wouldn't allow us.
There's also the possibility that Jeanette never existed to begin with. That maybe Therese just had an imaginary friend that she considered to be her sister to cope with her extreme loneliness. And maybe the dissociative identity disorder. Well, sorry, I'm not even supposed to connect that to real world mental illnesses and conditions, but because the Malkavian curses and forms of madness are supposed to be on a completely different level that cannot be treated. But still, maybe the whole split personality thing was already rooted in this. And the curse just allowed it to reach new heights.
We said we'd get hurt, so we stayed inside and we imagined our own worlds. Happier times.
You don't really want to kill each other, do you?
I never did. No, I guess I don't. I'll stop working against you. That's not a bad... We know. Take it. Bertram's hiding in an empty oil tank at the old gas station.
See, we got 2 experience points. If we had convinced one to kill the other, it would have been just 1. And in Damien's head, we prevented a potential asset from killing itself. Thanks, goodbye.
Please give Santa Monica's regards to the prince. And keep your tongue tied about what happened tonight, or we'll have to kill you.
Thank you guys for joining me for this not uneventful little play session. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys enjoyed the fact that it went on for a little longer. I hope my ramblings have been entertaining to some extent. Maybe I offered some insight. I hope some of it was valuable to you. Maybe some tips I offered. I will keep trying to improve those videos as I go along. I'm still kind of trying to find my style and my voice in terms of Let's Play. I'm very much new to this. I'm not at all equipped for this. But I'm doing my best with what I have to make sure you guys enjoy yourselves while watching. So, thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.